Hello, everyone, and welcome to another Raw reaction with MsWrestleBlog. I'm Brandie.
And once again, Devo here.
Yep, we're here and we're reviewing our reaction to the Raw that aired on the 3rd. And, kind of a somber day for wrestling fans because we knew that WWE was going to have a killer tribute to Roddy Piper because, the unfortunate passing of Roddy Piper did occur.
Yeah, for people like me who grew up in the golden age of wrestling, this hurts. I mean, this to me hurts like when Eddie Guerrero died.
Yeah, well, it was so unexpected. Roddy was cancer free. He had no current health issues. No one really expected it, kind of thing.
No,
Except the man himself, as he had predicted,
that's right.
he would not live past 65, and he did not.
It kills me though. I mean, come on. We just lost Dusty Rhodes.
Yeah, we had no downtime in between that. But for me, losing Roddy Piper sucks because one of my first memories, not only as a wrestling fan, but as a person, like one of those first memories you have when you come online, I guess, and your current stream of consciousness works, is being a small child, and I had this dry erase board that I would sit at home and I would watch wrestling with my grandfather and my grandmother and my mom and stuff. But this particular day, I was like alone watching wrestling, and I had made a little Roddy Piper sign on my little dry erase board because I was a big Piper fan when I was a kid. And of course, that was in the 90s, so he was in WCW at this point. But yeah, that's one of my first memories as a human being, period. It has to do with Roddy Piper, so now that he's gone, it was a big blow.
I remember, growing up in the 80s, and I remember him back in his original WWF run. Yes, I said WWF. And I mean, you can't get any more energetic, and you can't get any more charismatic. You can give me all The Rock, you can give me all your Jericho, all your Austin. Those guys, they're great. Don't get me wrong, charisma just oozing out of them, but none of them to me matched Piper. I've never said that. I've never said that about anyone but Piper about him being the best mic worker. He was just one of a kind, and God, he was funny. And then behind the stage or behind the curtain, the guy he was an amazing human being.
Oh yeah.
So again, it really does feel like when Eddie died. Now that I think about it, both of them died the same way, unexpectedly with a heart failure.
Yeah, well, it's because of things that happened in the past. I don't know too much about like Piper as far as if he had a drug problem or a drinking problem.
Yeah, he did.
Okay, well, there's that, but then there's also the fact that he had cancer and chemotherapy and stuff is known to weaken hearts. So if he already
That's
had beat up
right.
his heart with drugs and alcohol and then chemotherapy,
Sad loss. I mean, extremely sad loss.
extremely sad loss for the wrestling world. But as far as wins in the name of Roddy Piper, we did have Ronda Rousey.
Oh my God, that was
who this past Saturday did win her match and continue her undefeated streak.
She didn't just win that match.
She, yeah, well.
Well, just to wrap up my opinion of the fight and be done with that. You do not say the crap that I don't even know the woman's name, the opponent.
It's like Bet, something like that. It's a Brazilian name.
You do not make a comment about, alluding to somebody's family member that killed themselves.
Mm-hmm.
You can play mind games all you want to.
That's not a mind game.
Yeah, that's not a mind game. That's a way to piss someone off. That's a way to get them so mad that all they see is you and a bullseye.
Yeah, well, deservedly so. But she did win, and she did dedicate it to her father and to Roddy Piper because she's Rowdy Ronda Rousey, and that's how she got her name. That's a story that a lot of people didn't know until the passing of Roddy Piper. Is that her friends wanted to call her Rowdy Ronda, and she was like, "No, I can't, because Piper, I can't do that." And they actually wound up meeting each other through a mutual acquaintance, and I can't remember if it's a business acquaintance or what, but she asked about it, and he was like, "Take it. I give you my blessing. Use my name." So that's the kind of guy he is. Not only did he give the Rowdy name to a younger fighter coming up, but a younger female fighter. A lot of guys wouldn't do that. I thought that was pretty cool.
Well, the show opens up with their video package dedication to Piper, and the first time I watched it, I teared up.
I did too.
I actually tear up. I don't tear up. I'm an emotional kind of guy, but I'm not that emotional to cry, but that got me.
Well, yeah. the WWE creative team in Stanford, as far as the people who put on the video productions of that stuff, they make the best ones
Yes.
I've ever seen. And this one was no different. It was really great.
It was nice to see Vince McMahon there too, because
Yeah.
just like with all those guys from the Golden Age, most of the guys there, they had him and Vince and those guys at one point or another had some kind of problem between them.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's just the state of that kind of business. But it was good to see Vince McMahon there. Someone did tweet out a photo that after, before they started playing the tribute at Raw, they had to send all those superstars back to get ready for their matches. But Triple H and Vince McMahon stayed on the stage and watched the package as it was playing, kind of deal. And I thought that was really sweet. Okay, but enough of that. Enough of that. We don't want to.
No more tears.
No more tears. That is not how Roddy would want these things to go.
No.
So let's get into the actual show where we have Seth Rollins opening the.
Of course, Seth Rollins doing his usual heel thing and running his mouth, and of course they're playing up the John Cena broken nose, which was, that was smart. You take something that happens as a freak accident and run with it, and he did.
Yeah, and there's no doubt that John Cena is a tough man.
Oh, God,
There's no
after that
doubt.
performance last week,
Yeah.
you can't deny it.
I mean, but honestly, I have not heard someone make this big a deal out of something in so long. It's like, okay, we get it. Cena broke his nose, and it was gross and horrible, and all the props in the world to him for continuing the match. Amazing. And finishing it and winning it. But there have been so many other people that have had the same things happen that it never even gets damn mentioned.
Yeah.
Let alone being just this thing that JBL beats into the ground for 2-3 weeks,
No, that's true. That's true. I forget that JBL is bad about that.
But Alicia Fox sustained a mild concussion.
They should have said something about that.
She came out tonight and not a word was said about the fact that she had sustained a concussion.
Yeah, and it was a nasty hit she took to sustain that concussion, and she continued on with the match.
Yeah. Kevin Owens pointed out that in his first match with the WWE on NXT, he broke his nose and was bleeding really bad. And no one said a thing about it. They're just like, oh, his nose is busted open,
Yeah, it was because of John Cena. And it was also very nasty. It was very graphic. So.
It was very graphic. It was very nasty. And, Seth Rollins is harping on it. But it's like, let Seth Rollins, the character, harp on it. Commentary team needs to shut the hell up about it.
The commentary team during those kind of promos needs to shut up anyway.
Yeah.
But the thing that got me about this promo has nothing to do with Rollins. He was doing his job perfectly. It was the crowd that really disgusted me. Screaming, thank you, Rollins, for breaking Cena's nose. Okay, can we get any more disrespectful?
Yeah, I understand everybody wants John Cena to take some time off and just be off our television for a while.
Just because you're sick of somebody
doesn't mean you should wish physical harm on them.
Yeah, or thank somebody for doing physical harm. That's low, and that's very disrespectful, and that hurts the image of our industry.
Oh, it really does. And whereas Seth Rollins, the heel imaginary character, was like, I broke his nose.
But you expect that from a gimmick.
You know that Colby Lopez went backstage after that and was like, shit, John, I'm so sorry,
Yeah, you know that he offered to buy him a dinner,
Yeah.
I'm sorry, don't kill me.
Yeah. So that was, it was funny, but at the same time, it was really disrespectful.
Yeah, it was, to me, that's too low. And that, to me, is also showing that human nature needs to change, but that's another story entirely. Just because you've got somebody that you're sick of, not even dislike, just you're sick of it and you're wishing that on them, okay. Let's reassess our values.
True. And in a way, you can also blame the WWE a little bit for this because people have been begging for John Cena to take a break for a long time.
That's true, but that still does not justify this.
No, but they could have kayfabe injured him for like a month and given us a time, multiple times in the past, where people were so sick of John Cena they were booing him out of the building.
Well, it would need a lot more than a month.
Yeah, well, that's probably what we're looking at for him being on now. It's about a month or so. He'll be back by SummerSlam, I think.
Yeah, he'll probably be wearing a mask over his face,
yeah,
too.
like Trish Stratus.
Or Cody Rhodes there for a while.
Oh, Cody Rhodes. Who wore it better? Trish, Cody, or John?
Well, when we see John with the mask, we'll start that.
We'll make a poll of it online.
Hey, that's a good idea.
Vote.
Click here.
All right. So let's get into the fact that Rollins is out there, and he's just full of himself. Just his ego is up there. And actually, it's a really good promo with the
It
things he
is.
says. I can't remember what he said that we were like, ah, that was funny. That was really cute. So, um, but I love his new shirt with the
Oh yeah, mocking of the
you can't
champion.
see
Yeah.
me. That's pretty funny. But so we get him laying out an open challenge, and we're
For the
like,
World Heavyweight
yeah, for the
Championship.
World
Okay.
Heavyweight Championship. We're like, oh my god, this is amazing. Who's gonna come out? This is so cool. It could be anybody, and then
Then they lay down the stipulations.
must be under 6 foot tall and under 200 pounds.
Yep, and you're like El Torito. That's really the only guy that fits
Yeah,
this. I was thinking Callisto,
you're
but
thinking, most people were thinking El Torito, Hornswoggle,
Hornswoggle, we haven't seen in a long
Tamina
time.
Snuka. She doesn't fit the gender part, but she's, I think she could take Seth Rollins.
I think she could too. That's a mean woman.
But so everyone's like thinking it's just going to be this silly little squash match. When out walks Adrian Neville.
Oh my God. Okay, the superhero gimmick. Let's drop that. His NXT gimmick was perfectly fine.
Mm-hmm.
But match starts, and from the opening bell, this match is freaking fantastic.
It is because we had kind of gotten used to the fact. Okay, Adrian Neville flies, and it's amazing when he does. But he kind of does the same flying all the time. He did change it up a lot of stuff.
He did.
And it's because he was working with someone like Seth Rollins, who's a high flyer unto himself.
Despite what they're trying to do with him, yeah, he's naturally a high flyer.
Yeah. And so you've got a really great back and forth with them.
Yes, and some of the things that Neville was pulling out of his hat was amazing. I mean, like always, but the back and forth, like you said, and the high flying stuff to boot, it was clinic. It was a real clinic. And then he hits the red arrow. He hits the red arrow and is just a fraction of a second from actually winning that belt.
The ref counts 3, but
Rollins had his foot on the ropes, and everything about this match was old school classic ring psychology. This is how you take someone like Neville and build him without pushing him too fast.
And without making your champion look like a chump.
Bingo. That was classic ring psychology, not to mention a clinic of a match. Everybody wins!
Everybody did win. And I like it. I mentioned it when we were watching it. I was like, I like how they're doing this because them introducing Neville into this match with Seth Rollins. It's a high caliber match for him, and it's an amazing, outstanding match. And it's a great way to introduce him and build him some cred. The same way it's been working for Cesaro.
Yes, that's a very good comparison. Mm-hmm. But that match, if you haven't watched it,
go back
and watch it. There's a spot where Neville hits a reverse Frankenstein or reverse Hurricane Rana on Rollins, and needless to say, he didn't get quite far enough around, and Rollins lands on his neck, and I thought he was dead.
Yeah, well, he could have almost been. But I just love watching Seth Rollins work, especially when he's working with someone crazy good like Adrian Neville.
Well, I mean, I remember during the days of the Shield when Rollins would just fly around and he'd land on his feet and keep going like nothing happened.
Yeah, so a match between him and Adrian Neville is just as money as a match with him and Dean, really.
Oh yeah. So to wrap this one up, they open the show with a bang.
They do. No authority opening.
There's no authority.
They let their heel character come out and lead the show, and I thought that was great.
And he did a good job with it.
He did it.
And it was a good booking. So opening match, fantastic. Mm-hmm. Fantastic. Good job,
Definitely
WWE.
set the tone. And honestly, they have done an exceptional job the past 3 weeks with Raw. They really have, and viewership was up, and obviously we mentioned it's probably up because of, some of it to do with Roddy. But a huge part of it is because the last 3 weeks have been on point with the matching and the booking. It's been amazing.
It's like somewhere in the back, they're starting to get the groove back of professional wrestling again.
Yeah.
So keep up the work, keep up the quality, and you're going to see more viewership than you have in the past 10 years.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so from that match, we move on to a match with the New Day and Ascension versus Los Matadores and Lucha Dragons.
Okay, this match, I love the fact that Kofi is continuing his little clap thing down the ramp.
The New Day's clap skill is the best thing. I swear. It is like it makes me so happy.
It's just funny. The match itself was chaos. It really was just chaos.
Well, you get that many bodies in the ring. There's nothing really for it to do except go chaotic.
The ending, I mean, there's not much I have to say about the match itself. You had just stuff happening everywhere. In the ring, out of the ring. The ending of the match was about as good as you can possibly get for a match like this.
Mm-hmm.
Distract Kalisto, who was going top rope, and he ended up kicking El Torito off the ring. And in the confusion, Kofi, out of nowhere, hits Trouble in Paradise with Kalisto braced on the top rope.
Mm-hmm.
Excellent work on an ending. That was a very good spot. It made sense, and it wasn't predictable.
Yeah, and you got some good work out of each of the guys. Fernando from Los Matadores is exceptionally talented. He's very good in the ring. And then, of course you've got Kalisto, who's amazing, and you've got, quote unquote, air quotations here, Sin Cara.
Yeah.
Hunico,
yes.
Yeah. You've got him who is trying his best to throw in some things and live up to the Sin Cara name, which is like ridiculous.
Yeah,
because
we've had this discussion.
If you were going to replace Sin Cara, you should have done it with Kalisto, because that's the only guy believable. Because, nothing against Hunico, but he's just not on that level.
No, he's not. He can throw high-flying moves around, but...
Yeah, obviously, as we saw him do a pretty much a rope flip over...
He also did an Acai moonsault that was really good.
Yeah, and his move, for me, Lucha Libre is so beautiful because they're so elegant. Even the men are so elegant when they do the moves.
Yeah,
that it's hard for me to get behind this Sin Cara doing it, because he doesn't do it pretty. I hate to say it like that, but there's no gracefulness to it. It's all about the acrobatic movement
and the form. That's a big part of Lucha Libre. And, Kalisto, he's legit. That's a legit luchador. And, man, watching him like we discussed in their match last week, it's a thing of beauty to watch. He fits where WCW's Cruiserweight division did.
Exactly.
And, of course, on top of them all was Mystico, the original Sin Cara, but Hunico just can't do it. He cannot live up to the Lucha Libre standards.
No. And especially for that character.
Yeah.
When you have Mystico setting down the groundwork for Sin Cara.
Yeah, it should have been Kalisto under that mask.
Which I understand that, they didn't have Kalisto at the time. Well, they should have just phased on out Sin Cara. Let him return as something else to be with, That's just me. That's just me and you, apparently. Apparently, and probably half of our listeners, but what ifs. And so, what the other guys in this match did a great job. The New Day. Xavier Woods always being hilarious as shit.
Oh my God, the beginning, right after the bell rings and there's no action yet, screaming at
the primetime
players who are, again, ringside on commentary. He just screamed, "Commentary again? I'm glad y'all are fighting champions."
Xavier Woods is hilarious. And what's interesting about the New Day is all three of those men are funny. They're very talented, and they can speak on that mic very well.
The biggest one that got me as far as being surprising was Big E.
Yeah. I love Big E. A lot of people, I think, doubted him and thought he would never go anywhere after, the whole Dolph and AJ thing stopped. But I think we're going to see some good things from Big E.
He's more entertaining and charismatic than you originally were led to believe during his original gimmick and run.
Yeah.
Then he was just what? He was just a big enforcer, a bruiser, and he didn't really say much.
Yeah, well, because they wanted to be like, look at this guy. Look how freaking big this guy is. And okay, yeah, he's big, but very athletic, relatively springy for a big guy.
Yeah, for a big guy.
And funny as shit.
He is. He's
so
hysterical.
Funny.
He is hysterical, and you never would have expected it.
I want them to keep the New Day together for a long time. I would like to see them get individual runs with different things besides the Tag Team Championship, but I would like to see them stay stable and not necessarily be, the New Day power positivity, we wear all blue crap like they do now. Though right now it's very funny and gimmicky and over, but, be a stable in the way Evolution was a stable afterwards.
Right. They stayed together officially, but they were more individuals.
Yeah, I would like
That's
to
a
see
good
that.
idea.
I would like to see that for them. And then of course the Ascension. We just have a fucking love hate about the Ascension.
The Ascension, okay. I know we like to talk. We tend to ramble. That's just how we are. I'm sorry, but
Yeah.
I've got to give a small rant about the Ascension.
Oh yeah.
What happened? What happened?
I can tell you what happened.
These guys in NXT were unstoppable.
Their clothing was awesome and original. They didn't look like Road Warriors ripoffs.
Yeah.
They were dominating. They worked really well as a team together. They were scary.
And their music was so much better.
Yes. And their entrance was so much more like, because they were badasses down there. They were the team to beat for a long time.
They were. Then they were, like you said, they were scary. They were legitimately kind of scary.
Yeah.
And they bring these guys up, and they just turn them into Road Warrior clones and job out to all of Triple H's friends.
Yeah.
You just dropped the ball hardcore.
Like, the only thing that they can do to rehab the Ascension right now is to drop them off the face of the earth and then let them come back with their old badass music and some fierce looking attire.
Well, the stuff they wore in NXT, I loved the sleeveless trench coats they had at one time.
Yeah, those were awesome. Bring that shit back and then let them drop out for a little bit, let them do house shows or whatever, so they get their paper, so they get their chingle chingle. let them do that. Let them go back down to NXT maybe and help, because the NXT tag division is kind of, but let them do some shit on the side for a while. Keep them off the main shows, and then, when you have a fresh, because in my opinion, New Day's going to take those titles off of primetime players at some
I'm
point.
thinking the same thing.
So I like the idea of, if at SummerSlam, first of all, as of today, go fucking drop the Ascension, let them work dark matches at live events. That's it.
Just to keep them,
in shape and wrestling. But then, we'll have primetime players probably drop these titles to New Days at SummerSlam. All right, well, let that be a whole heat that keeps going on until the next pay-per-view, which, what is after SummerSlam?
I don't even remember anymore.
I don't either. I started getting confused when they started doing ones every month. Anywho, whatever's after SummerSlam, I think it's Night of Champions. Is that right?
I don't think so. I think Night of Champions is earlier, or maybe later. I know it's not this time of year, unless they decide, let's just stick it right here.
Well, whatever. The next pay-per-view after SummerSlam that I, for some reason, for the life of me, can't remember. That's when you have the rematch between these guys, right? And that's when you have the Ascension come back up, and they interfere in it, and they need to do something just brutal, chaotic, and otherworldly, and they need to just clear the ring. And, no one wins the match because interference, obviously, but because these two men have devastated two teams.
I don't even think a month is long enough. Coming up from the Golden Era and the Attitude Era.
Well, if you dropped them now, you'd have the 3 weeks leading up to SummerSlam, and then the 4 weeks after SummerSlam to the next pay-per-view. So essentially, you have about 2 months there.
Maybe that would work, but your theory's sound. I think that's exactly what they need to do, because the Ascension now just is not working. You have dropped the ball with one of your greatest teams that you could have had for a long time.
They've made them a hokey sideshow.
Yeah.
And it's and they do this. You had the Wyatt family down in NXT, and they were terrifying. And that's where you started to feel Bray Wyatt was the new face of fear. And that you also had that happen with, with Ascension. Down there, they do it right, and then it just gets all mucked up. And it got all mucked up because I don't know what their fucking point in bringing the Ascension up and having them talk shit about the Road Warriors and all this stuff.
That was stupid.
That was never a part of their characters down in NXT. Their characters down in NXT didn't really have too much to say other than, welcome to the wasteland.
Yeah, they didn't have to.
They didn't have to.
They were an old school gimmick, man, and they backed it up. You were terrified of these guys.
And the results in the ring spoke for themselves.
And that's all they needed. That's all it should have been. Why would you touch something that was already golden?
Yeah.
But they did.
If you wanted to bring them up to the main roster and have them talk trash, whatever. But the fact of the matter is, it wasn't the talking trash that killed them. It was the fact that you have successfully made them job out since their debut. I can't remember one time.
I don't think they've won since. I don't think they've won since they hit the main roster.
I don't think so either.
So there's my rant.
That's our rant on the Ascension.
With a great theory to back it up for fixing it, if somebody would listen.
Yeah. Well, I guess this could account as a win for the Ascension because the New Day...
technically on the books, yes.
The New Day and the Ascension were teaming together, and they did go over, though the guys were nowhere in the ring and really not even part of the match.
There was maybe 3-4 minutes where I think it was Victor in the ring. That's it.
Terrible. Terrible. You know what they could even do? They could even add like a female to that stable later on that wears badass shit, like how Sunny used to wear badass shit with the Road Warriors kind of deal. And
that's an interesting thought.
Yeah, I mean, it gives a diva something to do.
That's a good point.
You know, adding a woman to the tag team always ups their...
And not to mention, you could take that same woman who would be in this modern day with the NXT group coming up, as good as they are. You could have her take that same old Ascension feel of dominance and boom, right into the Divas division.
Exactly. You know, it's too bad. They could do it with Natty, with her Dominati outfit. That would work amazing. But, you know, everyone...
She's already too well established, but it would be pretty cool to see.
Yeah. Well, we can, you know, they got plenty of girls down in NXT.
They do. They've got a lot coming up that you don't see much of right now.
Yeah. I'll tell you right now, someone who is doing that heel stable manager thing down there and doing it well is Alexa Bliss. She is definitely rocking that shit for Blake and Murphy down there.
I wouldn't have expected that from her during her debut.
She was good as a sweet little fairy. She is excellent as a heel. She's made to be a heel. You get that Terry Runnels early Trish Stratus TNA vibe off of her. It's
well, good. We need more of that.
We need more of that.
All right. Well, enough with the ranting on the match and the Ascension.
Yeah. We're going to move on to the promo with the Submission Sorority and Team Bella. We had 2 promos from both of them.
The one from Team Bella made me sick.
Well, yeah.
It just made me so sick.
Nikki Bella reminding everyone that the Divas Revolution started with her as a champion. I was like, the Divas Revolution started with Paige and Emma and NXT cracking some motherfucking wrestling open.
Yeah.
That's where they started. Nikki Bella needs to shut her kayfabe mouth. I'm like, be quiet. Because off the show, she really believes the things that she says on the air. I'm like, shut your face. Emma and Paige were tearing it up in NXT.
Yeah.
Before...
What? When was that? 2012? 2013?
Yeah, something like that. It's like, you still couldn't do a drop kick. You shut your face. You shut your face,
true.
Or I'm going to come to whatever city you're at and shut it for you.
Open challenge?
Open challenge for the Divas title. It's me.
As long as I get to do color commentary, I'm good.
That would be the night that we just hijack Raw. We just call it a bomb threat or something. I don't know. I probably shouldn't say that on air.
Oh, yes, that's a joke.
That is a joke. We would never do that. When we go to wrestling, we want to go to watch people wrestle. We have no desire to be arrested.
Or ruin a good show.
Oh, no, exactly. And so you get Team Bella talking they junk. What ifs. Ain't nobody care.
And then you get
the Submission Sorority, that's kind of a stupid name.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It is a stupid name. I like where it was coming from, but not a good name.
It's like, how are you going to be the anti-diva?
The word sorority does not work there.
It's like, you want to call it the Submission Squad, something like that? Okay. But don't use the fucking word sorority. That is so annoying, and that conjures every fucking drunk, stupid bitch in this town. Because Devo and I live in a college town. And you try to go out to the bar one night to have a drink, and it doesn't have to be on the weekend. It could be a Tuesday, and there is always some sorority girl in there with some frat guys, and they are so drunk that it's just they're belligerent and stupid and ruin everybody's good time.
And I just, oh my god!
Oh my god, I'm gonna put this armbar on Nikki Bella.
Well played.
You're gonna tap out to the PTO. Oh my god, Charlotte calls it a figure 8 because it's twice as good as her dad's. Let's take some shots! Selfies! Oh my god! Someone please take a selfie of Charlotte doing this spear! Oh my god! It's like it doesn't fit. It doesn't
No,
fit those women.
That is the word sorority.
Mm-hmm.
That's everything you need to know about why that was a bad choice.
That was a bad choice. No, Paige. No, bad. Rename your team.
Do it now.
I guess it's better than Team Paige, but come on.
Yeah. But at least the promo itself wasn't half bad. I got to hear Becky Lynch. I love her voice.
Oh, gosh. I could listen to Becky Lynch all day.
I mean, I love Paige's voice, too, but I loves me some Irish accent.
Oh, yeah. Well, Paige's accent, Paige speaks very quickly.
Well, that's just British. That's part of the way they speak.
Oh, yeah, I know. I worked with a guy that was, I think, from around the same area that she was.
That's right. I remember you telling me about that.
And people would be like, I don't understand what he's saying. I'm
you
like,
have to slow down.
I got this.
But, I mean, I love the British accent. Don't get me wrong. There's always room for British accents. Yeah. But I just love the sound of a good Irish accent.
Oh, yeah. Disgusting. When she told Sasha Banks that she was disgusting. That she looked disgusting with gold. Anyway, so we finally get to the match, and it's a tag match. It's Becky and Charlotte versus the legit Bella Twins, Nikki and Brie.
Yeah, who would have expected that? But oh well, yeah, Alicia had that concussion that they didn't talk about.
Oh yeah, by the way, but Foxy's outfit was adorable. I
gotta give it to you.
She looked precious. I like how she had the socks that were up here because it lended to that sporty feel that Nikki brings to it, but it still had that foxy cuteness to it with her
little poofy black tutu.
Yeah.
I gotta finally say, Nikki's look finally had it going. There's
been a couple of different times where Nikki did color blocks with her outfit that was cute, but yeah.
This actually felt more like a wrestling outfit to me.
Yeah. That mesh
with
top.
The grommets and but still keeping that jersey kind of a feel thing. Good choice. Okay, let's start walking away from the crop top thing.
Yeah, I'm not about it.
And of course, Brie, now that she's doing the cut up look that she's doing, that looks good.
Yeah,
that looks cool. Really cool.
I'm just sick of seeing it in red.
Yes, the black with the red accent thing, that was cool looking. Yeah. Can't believe I'm sitting here talking about the outfits, but
I love the outfits. Don't you? Look, we're gonna talk about it.
But part of wrestling is your appearance. It's part of your gimmick, part of your presentation.
Yeah, I like theirs, but Nikki Bella has a yellow one that I really loved her.
I remember that.
She looked good in it. A baby blue one I thought.
I remember that one too.
And a white one that I thought she looked really good.
I don't remember the white one.
I can't remember when she did the white one.
I'm gonna have to look that up.
It was white with baby blue writing on it, and it was beautiful. I loved it. It looked great on her skin tone. Red is just overdone for me in everything in life. Just too much red, too much all red, and then you got Eva Marie with her all red everything.
Well, at least with her, you could deal with it because it is part of the gimmick.
Yeah.
But when you're constantly just because, let's
I'm just lazy, let's wear red. I'm like, no, I hate red, quit wearing red. Anyway.
I do love Becky Lynch's green.
Becky Lynch's new outfits are fucking cool as shit.
Yes, the steampunk thing, that's awesome. Never been done before, and she plays it so well, especially with the cartoon anime orange hair.
Yeah,
I love it.
She looks almost like an Al Bhed from Final Fantasy X.
That, or she looks like she's come straight out of a Miyazaki film.
Yeah, that's true. I love it with her. I saw years ago. I saw someone cosplaying a steampunk elf, and it looked just like Becky Lynch. So.
Oh well.
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was super neat. Paige's look, of course, we like Paige's look. Even if apparently I don't know what happens. Maybe Paige blows her whole costume budget in one outfit a year or something. But
she makes it look good.
Yeah, I
don't say that just because she's gorgeous.
But I would like to see her bring back the purple.
I just like to see her bring back the NXT look. That really, well, just bring back NXT Paige. But that was the rant last week.
But I remember she had a purple and a red one.
Mm-hmm. I remember that when she first debuted on main roster.
I was watching some of her older matches, and I was watching SummerSlam last year. It was her against AJ, and she was wearing that red one. I was like, man. I remember at the time, I was like, I don't know how I feel about the red, but now I'm like, please wear the damn red. Please wear anything besides just this same thing over and over again. But, I digress. Paige is wearing what Paige wears. Charlotte Flair's outfits need some help.
Oh, yes.
Someone needs to pray for her.
It's not... she definitely needs a wardrobe update, or at the very least, do something about your color combinations. What was it tonight that...
It was
pink and that yellow green.
Yeah, it was like a pinky purple and a lime green kind of deal.
Yeah, it was.
And you know, it's like you get some of that like with Sasha's outfits too, where you're like, okay, this is kind of fluff. But Sasha has really in the past, I guess because her boyfriend is who is the seamster now, but she's really been stepping it up and doing different color combinations and making it less hokey. That's what I feel like with Charlotte is those colors are so hokey and they're so ultra femme for Charlotte to be such a badass tough chick.
And not very feminine at all. That's not a good pick.
But no, and like we don't mean that in a mean way at all.
No, not at all.
Charlotte is womanly, but she's not. She is an athlete.
She's a true athlete, and she's not the Bellas.
Mm-hmm.
That's ultra femme. Charlotte is legit, and I think she needs to reflect that. She does in every other way.
Oh yeah, I would love to see. I really want to see the Divas start wearing things where they look like fighters, where they look,
Yes,
that's
please.
what I like about Natty's look and Brie Bella's look is that even though they're kind of glamorous, you take them seriously because Brie's out there in some kick pads and stuff, and she's like, let's do this,
Yeah, proof that you can still look feminine and still look legitimate.
For me, I just want the Divas division to please kind of shy away from those lime green, typical female colors.
Yeah, we're trying to get away from what you've been doing the past decade.
Yeah, Emma did it, and Bayley do it because Emma did it when she was like good Emma, not evil Emma. And
but it fit with those two.
It did really fit with them because of their characters.
And
so I'm
gimmicks.
like, I'm like, so leave those colors to those girls. Because if Bayley came out wearing like black and red, I'd be like, what the hell is Bayley doing? Bayley's angry.
Bayley went to the dark side.
It's Dark Bayley.
It's Darth Bayley.
Darth Bayley. Oh my god. Hashtag Darth Bayley. It started here, folks. It started here.
We coined it.
We coined it.
But the match itself, God, we're so bad about ranting. The match itself was pretty good. Well, no more than pretty good. It was a good match.
It really was a good match.
It kept up with the feel of the night. They kept that quality going straight through to this match.
And I like that they had some hard-hitting spots in it. Charlotte's spear was hard-hitting.
I see Edge every time she does it. It looks
just
like
Edge.
Edge's.
Look just like it. You might mistake her for Edge if she wears pants. But I'm just kidding. I don't mean that. I love Charlotte. We all know that. So you had the T-bone suplex.
Becky, yes. Becky and her suplex city.
Really, Becky, suplex city. I remember they have chanted that at her before.
I know. That's what I was talking about.
And then you have Nikki Bella hitting a hell of a spine buster. Now she's been doing that spine buster for a while, but she got air on Charlotte with that. She, bam!
Somewhere in there.
It was a little a la Rock there.
Even a little Batista.
Yeah, it was nice.
But that was, I have to give it to Nikki in this one. You see Nikki in this match, and you're like, whoa, she stepped it up.
Yeah, well, I mentioned that when she went to do that clothesline in Miz. She came at it with that clothesline.
Yeah,
hard.
She was out of the gate, man. She was ready to hit somebody.
Again, Nikki Bella, I know the Bellas signed another 3-year contract. So what I'm hoping that these girls being on the main roster, the girls, I call them girls because we're just used to it, but these women in Sasha, Becky, and Charlotte, that caliber of woman, able to take those punches, able to do that kind of wrestling, I'm hoping we see Nikki Bella just skyrocket from there. Because at the end of the day, as much as I bitch about Nikki Bella, I do like Nikki Bella. And I do completely respect how much she's done to turn around her game.
Yeah, you can't take that away from her. I mean, it's the same thing as when Eva Marie, when she...
Yeah.
They both, same thing.
Yeah, but at some point, just like with Brie, before Nikki came back, we were, she was voted most improved of the year kind of deal. And then when Nikki came back, she just stalled. All right, well, Nikki, building up to her championship, bust her ass, and she's working so hard, and, you see it happen, and you're like, wow, she has really come a long way. She's really progressed. Well, she gets that Divas championship, and she just kind of evens out. And we see, little blips on the radar of her getting, doing some different things, but mostly it was all the same. And so that's what I'm hoping. I'm hoping that this level of competition forces her and Brie, and I think I have seen that in Brie, especially with Brie's last match on main event with Becky Lynch. I think it's really forcing them to step their game up.
Well, I mean, you have to. If you want to survive in a world like the professional wrestling, you have to.
Yeah. And the thing I feel about, though, is I feel like they enjoy they're enjoying having those girls on there and stepping their game up. You know, just because we're annoyed with the Bella Twins and think they're stupid on television doesn't mean that they're not going off TV like, good God, I wish we could do something really cool. Or I wish we could do this like, crazy high spot, you know?
Well, maybe we'll see more of it.
I'm sure.
I hope so.
Oh,
because...
I'm sure we will. Especially when Bayley gets up to the main roster, because we will at some point have the 4 horsewomen together.
That's true. That's very true.
Yeah. I'm excited about that.
Well, in the end, on this match, you get Charlotte hitting the figure 8.
And Nikki tapping, making a champ tap.
Yep.
And so right now, I was discussing that with you. I think that puts Nikki and Sasha like the same amount of wins. Either of them have defeated each other, so both of them have an opportunity, really, if you want to think about it in ways of earning number 1 contendership, to go for Nikki's title.
Oh, you mean Charlotte and
yeah? Who
Sasha?
did I say?
Nikki.
I said Nikki, not Nikki. Charlotte and Sasha. Yeah.
So yeah, they've got legitimate claims to beating the champion one way or another. That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what the count is on wins here, just overall between the 3 teams.
I think they're pretty neck and neck. Team B.A.D has really pulled out some wins. Sasha with a big win over the submission sorority with Paige, but
yeah, that from last week. Yeah, that was a big win. We were talking about that last week. That's a huge win.
Yeah. So I'm wondering if at SummerSlam they're going to do this whole teams against each other stuff, or if we're actually going to get like a triple threat, because it feels like they're pushing Charlotte to be the person to take that belt off of Nikki. But the thing is that Nikki has to make it through SummerSlam to the next pay-per-view to hit 300 days and beat AJ's record.
Think they're going to let her?
I think so because like I was reading this article, I think on Bleacher Report, and they were saying the reason that why the WWE, or it was like the reason Nikki Bella has to beat AJ Lee's record, and it's talking about how right now the longest reign for the male championship is CM Punk, and all the negative light he brought to the company and all the negative everything of that nature. Well, AJ Lee kind of did the same thing, and she's holding the longest female record. So they're gonna want to put that kind of prestige of having the longest Divas reign.
Well, that brings up
on a company woman, and Nikki Bella is a company woman.
Well, that brings up the question: who's going to be the one to beat Punk's record?
Rollins. I think Rollins will hold that belt till WrestleMania. I think he'll go.
He's gonna have to hold it longer than WrestleMania.
That's right, 434. Yeah. Oh man.
That'll be a year and a half, basically.
Yeah. I don't know. They may let Punk hold on to that. I don't know.
Well,
because Punk's is only the longest of the modern era. They can downplay it. AJ's is the longest of all time for the Divas Championship.
Yeah, for the Divas Championship.
Yeah.
And, of course, they're not going to talk about the Women's Championship.
You know, I had this crazy dream that Charlotte Flair... It was a dream. I had a dream that Charlotte Flair won the Women's Championship, the Divas Championship, and the next night she debuted the Women's Championship. She changed it. I was like...
Oh, God, please.
I had a dream about that. I was there, like, for some reason in my dream, I worked at WWE, and I was there, and I was like, that's really cool, Charlotte, they're going to be so excited. And they were, everyone was like, oh.
Yeah, let's do that, please.
It was the old school Women's Championship.
Alundra Blaze?
No, it was the
Attitude Era. Well, anything.
I would love for the Divas Championship to be white.
I would like for them to do away with the butterfly.
Yeah. Oh, my gosh. MCW has a women's championship that Mickie James currently holds, and it's baby blue, and I fucking love it.
I'll have to look that up, too.
It's super cute.
I love the NXT women's belt.
I love the idea of the belt for women being feminine, but it doesn't have to be feminine in an overt, gross way.
The butterfly, to me, just completely... It's...
Well, like Lance Storm pointed out on social media, it's a euphemism for a woman's vagina. You're the longest vagina champion of all time. Congratulations, Nikki Bella, on being the longest VJJ winner. You know?
you hold the vagina belt.
I was like, is this why none of the women will wear it as an actual belt? They all hold it like as far away from their bahoos as they can because it's a bahoo belt.
Well, I'm sorry. I come from the old school. You've heard me say many times. I believe a belt should be overdone and prestigious looking.
Ornate. Well, look at...
Ornate. There you go. Good word.
Look at Ronda Rousey's belt. The bantamweight women's belt. That shit is fucking cool.
Yeah, that's a belt.
That is a belt. That is an awesome belt.
It goes back to the argument of the title should mean something, and they should look like they mean something.
Ronda Rousey's belt looks like the big gold belt from WCW. I mean, it looks like a friggin' prestigious championship.
Yeah, see, I don't think belts... the only thing as far as gender that you should even bring up is the division itself. Beyond that, the belt should be an ornate, prestigious-looking thing because it is.
I want to see a new women's belt, brand new, and I want like a hellaciously cool, big. I'm a fan of that. I hate it when they're all like kind of like one size. I want a big medallion and then taper to the sides.
Yeah, like the old school stuff.
Championship belt, because one of my favorite belts was the world belt. Obviously, the big circle belt for the heavyweight championship.
Yeah, the Attitude Era.
The one that you associate with like Triple H.
Yes, that was an update, just a simple update of the old
the Winged Eagle belt.
The Winged Eagle belt, Hulk Hogan's belt.
Yeah. And
that to me, that's the world title.
I would love that, but big. I think belts should be big and they should like swallow people's bodies. That's how I feel. That's how I feel.
Eventually, we're gonna have people dragging a strap that's bigger than they are.
Eventually, we're gonna have people just putting on like LED belts, and they just push a button, and it comes up like their own personal version of the belt.
Oh God, please don't give them any ideas. It's already bad enough.
It's the reality era. What are you talking about?
Oh my God, no. You didn't hear that.
Don't listen to it, WWE. Don't listen to it. Okay, anyway, we have gone off on something.
We've gone off on a tangent.
We have. We didn't even mention. It's like almost an hour, and we're on like the third match of the night. Okay, sorry. After the match, we have the Team B.A.D promo where Sasha Banks, of course, kills it because she is Sasha Slaya.
Yeah, that woman's amazing.
You got Naomi and her friggin', I don't know what she's trying to do. Trinity Fatu is a character. She's a cool ass person. Be more yourself, because when she got into it on Total Divas with Fox and stuff, she was still her cool self, but she meant business, and I'm like, that's a badass bitch right there. This whole Joe, that's bullshit.
That's stereotyping, almost racially.
Yeah, well, we won't get into that because we don't want to deal with that. But it's so hokey. I'm like, that doesn't, you got Sasha Banks playing that really kind of ratchet, I'm not ratchet kind of thing. But she's doing it really well. She sounds natural. She's committed to the character. It's an over-exaggeration.
That brings up something that Stone Cold once said about himself. His character in the ring is him, but overdone.
Oh, yeah. You take yourself and, you strip away some of if you're a heel, you strip away some of your positive things and you amplify the negative things.
Exactly.
That's how you work the heel. And so Naomi I love her and she's getting better, but she just hadn't found it. This character is not for her. She needs to reboot her heel character.
And for the love of God, please use Tamina.
Someone please use Tamina, because, at Beast in the East, they went wild for Tamina. Because
the woman's good.
They know she's good.
She's good. She's a great... She kind of reminds me of Chyna.
I want to see her doing this intimidating thing that she keeps doing to JoJo to more women.
I think she needs to do it, period. That needs to be part of who she is.
Yeah. All right, well, so you get Team B.A.D back there and all their gloriousness, because no matter... I'm sorry. I know that you're probably sorority. You're the submission sorority. That's fine. We're going to call them the submission squad. I refuse to call them the sorority.
Okay, again, we coined it.
Submission squad. Okay, I'm still Team B.A.D. I love those girls. Because Sasha...
I'm not going to take anything away from Sasha's great.
Sasha is my love. And I love Naomi, too. And Tamina. I love those women. I think they're underdogs and that they deserve to, come up and slay. And I think they can if just a few little tweaks happen. Plus, I love the vignettes that they put up of them on Twitter where they're walking and they're like pushing someone over. It's like Team B.A.D coming for your edges. I'm like, get the edges, girl. I love
the fact that they're taking to social media with it and doing it right. That's a great way to do it.
Genius.
It's a great way to do it, and that's the way it should be done.
It is super genius. Okay, so the point of this promo is for Naomi to call out Paige. So later in the night, we know that we have Team B.A.D versus this submission squad. Paige versus Naomi.
Okay.
From there, we move into Miz T.V.
This one was interesting.
It was kind of short, as far as the history of Miz T.V. go.
And also, very much lacking in Miz mic time. Mm-hmm. Thank God.
Miz used his mic time to completely respect Roddy Piper, which I liked.
He was even wearing a more modernized, like,
jean kilt.
Jean kilt. Okay.
I liked it. You know, you say what you want, but sometimes Mrs. outfits are dumb. But sometimes he's on point with it, where you're like, you are very fashion forward. You know?
But he did. He completely broke character, and everything was respect to Piper. And anybody in the business who will respect the guys that came before them and give them their proper credit automatically earn respect and kudos points with me.
So as much as we don't like Miz, and we mentioned on the previous show that we don't like Miz and he annoys us, we have respect for what he did.
Yes, that's a very classy move.
Classy move. Okay, so we have Kevin Owens come out, who I love. I love Kevin Owens.
And I don't like the way they're handling him.
I don't either, because this walk Owens walk thing is pissing me the fuck off. Because Kevin Owens is a badass, and he can back it up.
Let's not forget the matches with Cena he just had.
Yeah, amazing matches. It's like, why are you taking an amazing heel who is somewhat a little mini beast heel? Why are you taking him and making him a poon? Stop making him a poonanny. Stop it.
Well, it's because they don't want to overshadow John Cena.
Well, I don't care.
I know. I agree, but I'm just pointing out the truth.
He's not working John Cena right now. He's working Cesaro.
But he came off of that huge thing with Cena, and people will remember it. What? People will remember the past?
Like, gasp! That's not true in wrestling. I don't know where you're talking about. Anyway, so we've got Kevin Owens out there talking to the Miz, blowing some smoke up Miz's ass about how much he loves him.
Yeah, he gave him props. I own all of your movies.
To which I responded to Devo, I own absolutely no Miz movies. I don't know. I couldn't even tell you.
I love the sarcastic way you said it. It can't be replicated either from the original. But Owens, after blowing the smoke up the Miz's kilt, he starts talking about Cesaro being jealous of him, and he doesn't even get anything out before Cesaro comes out. Yeah, before the sirens hit, and as he comes out in his suave and slick business suit,
he looks. Oh my God! I'll be dreaming about that tonight. Dear God!
Crowd goes nuts, and the whole Cesaro section
is the whole arena.
It's the entire arena.
That's what I'm talking about. You know, we wanted to do the Cesaro section when we went to SmackDown, and unfortunately, due to some time constrictions, we didn't get to. Although I did get to see my Bay win that night. I was excited. But yeah, the whole freaking arena. It's like, is there anyone not holding a Cesaro?
Yeah, it was.
And you see everywhere. You see him be like, oh my God, you know?
Yeah, it hits him, and you see that realization on his face, and it's real. I love those moments, but finally, the man is getting respect for what he.
Well, he's had respect from the fans,
but he's getting it more overtly in the face of everything now.
And
Thank
you know
God.
what? People are like, Vince McMahon, how could he say that, and da-da-da-da-da, and it's like, but you have to think about it. You ought to thank Vince McMahon for saying that, because that made all of you go, that made Cesaro go, the hell you say? I'll show you, Brass Ring Club. And he
stepped it up, man. Instead of complaining and throwing a fit, he said, all right, I'll show you.
He's like, you know, he didn't do anything. It's not like he went and all of a sudden got more talented or something like that.
No, he inserted himself into everything he did.
All right, watch this.
Exactly. He said, I'll show your ass.
I'll show your ass. And then, you know, Vince McMahon saying that really called the fans' attention to Cesaro. Like, that is so mean. How could he say that on a national, you know, on Stone Cold's podcast? Everyone can hear that. And it made you all think about Cesaro. So it's
this is Vince McMahon we're talking about. Maybe he just swerved everybody. Maybe he did that on purpose. Vince has done stuff like that before.
The worst thing that everyone always, anytime anything's going wrong and you're pissed about it, everyone wants to blame Vince McMahon. And, you know, to some degree, I'm sure that there is some truth in that. But at the same time, you're like, you must remember that Vince McMahon is a genius. He is a certifiable wrestling genius.
And a business genius.
So how do you know you're not playing
right into his hands?
Into what he wants to happen, you know?
Yeah, and I know that we're starting to see Vince go senile. I mean, that's just happening, but the genius is still there underneath it all.
Yeah. Well, back to the Cesaro thing. We got off on a tangent again.
He comes out showing the respect for the entire arena Cesaro section, comes down there, grabs the mic, and gives an instant rebuttal to Owens' claiming that he's jealous.
And I like it because Cesaro's whole thing is that that Owens is a puss because every time there's a confrontation, he walks away.
And he calls him disrespectful to everyone in the business and everyone who's ever set foot in the ring, and he calls him a disgrace.
Mm-hmm.
Which, okay, I can see where they're trying to take this.
Yeah. They're just trying to make it as personal as they possibly can.
And that's an old school way to do things, and it makes sense in the ring.
Yeah,
thank you. Okay, thank you for giving us that.
It really does. And so from there, we have like kind of a heated standoff between Cesaro.
Yep. the moment Kevin Owens stands up and the chair's stuck to him.
Oh my gosh!
And Cesaro's like, careful, the chair's sticking to you. There's something to that effect, but it was funny as hell.
Yeah, and you see him like have a moment where he breaks kayfabe and flashes his face at Kevin Owens. That just cracked me up. I was like, this man is so funny.
Well, then the standoff actually happens. Both men leave their seats, and the Miz and his eyes are as big as golf balls.
Miz was so funny.
He was actually entertaining.
He was back there like, it was his rare.
It was like that high school fight.
Yeah. Oh my god, it was so great. I loved Miz's role in this because it's Cesaro. You can't let him do this. He was so into it. I loved it. I loved it. But we did have the breakdown where, at first, Cesaro's like, I'm right here. Let's do it. We're still in the WWE ring. And Owens was like, nope, on my time.
Yep. I'll fight anyone, anywhere, but for the right price. And tonight is not it.
Yeah. And like that's the whole thing, and that's kind of throwing back to a little bit with NXT because he would tell, he told people he's a prize fighter.
That's right. That makes more sense, taking that into that context.
I want them to stop this Owens walk crap for the most part, and get back to the fact that he's a brutal wrestler in the ring, amazing talent.
Yeah, and again, go back to those.
But that he's a prize fighter.
He's a prize fighter, and I'd forgotten about that.
Yeah.
Again, there's your gimmick that you've completely abandoned.
Established in NXT that worked amazingly to get him to the dance, and then when he's at the dance, you take his shoes off. What do you do?
And he slips on the highly waxed floor.
That might be a new catchphrase. You get him to the dance, and then you take his shoes off.
Why does that sound like a Paul Heyman moment?
It sounds like a Paul Heyman or a JR quote.
That's more of a Jim Ross. That is.
You
take his shoes off, and he slips on the barbecue sauce.
Okay, I just said nothing about barbecue sauce. Anyway, so the breakdown happens. Cesaro takes his shirt off, so somebody call my mama. I mean, I was just like, Lord.
Yeah, then you get the moment where Owens is walking, and then he comes back when Miz is like, Cesaro, you can't do that. And then, there's the shove into Cesaro, and then Owens leaves.
Yep.
Okay. Kind of anticlimactic, but predictable, but it was a great segment. It was entertaining as hell.
And I'm going to take a moment and just remember Cesaro with his shirt off. I don't know about you, but I'm going to.
See, that doesn't affect me the way it affects you.
I'm a fan of beautiful men.
Now we just need the equivalent of Enos's music for you.
I don't know. I don't know what that would be. Would it be like Michelle McCool's music? You're not an
Oh God, I'm glad. As that music is officially
we need
retired.
to mention that Layla has retired, and because she's engaged and she's just
planning a wedding.
She's planning a wedding. She's going back to doing dance because before she was a dancer, and so she just figured, I've had a good run, and I'm tired of being on the road all the time. I'm about to start a family. I'm ready. And so she was not sad about it at all, and everyone was like, congratulations, and gave her a good send-off. And
you do realize that because of the timing of that, the SmackDown that we saw her at
was her last show.
That was her last show, maybe.
We saw Layla's last match, and it was a damn good match. It was a damn good match. She was one of those David Search girls that really became a wrestler.
So, Layla, we wish you all the best.
Salute.
Salute, yes.
Thank you for the memories, and thank you for being the only girl that could really dance on the Kelly expose.
God, I forgot all about that.
Yeah. Okay, anyway, back from commercial here, our Layla commercial. Anyway, so I don't know what my music would be for that, but I need something to project it. After that, we have Rusev with Summer versus Mark Henry. Now, this is one of the few weeks that we've had recently where Rusev and Summer didn't have anything to say.
Yeah, there were not a lot of talking segments, and thank God, because like Mick Foley said, the long promo is the death knell of the show.
Yeah. Well, we had that really long, compelling one with Seth Rollins.
But that was the only one.
We didn't really need, and then we had the Miz TV show, and we didn't really need anything after that.
No.
No.
Well, the Miz TV is not really a long promo as much as that's, again, Piper's Pit. That's something a little different.
Yeah.
But we had with this match, this was a straight up, really, I hate to say it because it is Mark Henry, it was a squash match.
It really was.
Rusev owned him.
Yeah. He really did.
There's not much to say. I mean, they threw a couple of moves around and then he kicked him in the face twice.
It was to reestablish Rusev as a dominant heel.
And yeah, he needs to be because just look at him. Because, this guy is...
Last week, Lana pointed out that he had lost a shit ton of matches since they broke up. And so...
Yeah, and he comes out on this Raw and within 5 minutes drops Mark Henry, which that's a big win.
That is a huge win.
And he kicked, I love it, just 2 thrust kicks to the face and it's over.
Yeah. I love Rusev. I think he's a good wrestler and I think he deserves a big heel push like that. So, and again, you see Summer, okay, Summer, enough. You have to stop wearing the same outfit. Stop wearing the same one. I love what you've done with it, but, you make a lot of money, girl. Go out and buy something else different.
Yeah, diversify.
I can't stand it when someone wears the same thing every night.
Yeah, we were just talking about that with Paige.
Yeah, it just bugs me. I don't know why.
Yeah, this was a quick match. Not much to say about it, but it did a lot for Rusev.
It did.
So let's keep that up.
That's what it needed to do.
That's exactly what it needed to do, and it got it done.
Mm-hmm. And after that, we have the Wyatt family promo, and that's always one of my favorite things of the night is when the Wyatt family.
I know, me too. Love Bray Wyatt, and I love the Wyatt family.
Yeah, and it was a relatively quick promo in terms of a Wyatt promo.
Mm-hmm. Which actually was really quick in terms of any promo, really.
Yeah.
Especially Bray.
So you get Bray chit-chatting, and you even get Luke Harper chit-chatting.
And Harper did a good job with that, I thought.
He really did. They're calling out Ambrose, calling out Reigns. And then, all of a sudden, Sheamus steps in.
Sheamus steps into wherever the creepy place is that they broadcast their Wyatt family thing from, and he just delivers a few simple words, and it's like you said when we were watching it, it worked surprisingly well.
It did. You were like, wow, Sheamus could do... That could happen. That could happen right there.
I don't know about Sheamus Wyatt. That doesn't sound right.
No, I mean, he would not have... He couldn't be a member of the family. But anyway, yeah, it was just surprisingly chilling kind of few words, and it worked really well. And I enjoyed... That was the first time I think we've ever seen anyone else randomly step into a promo like that with them, and I thought that was really neat.
And Bray took it, like he always does, and just ran with it.
Yeah, and...
The enemy of my enemy
is my friend. Yeah. It was perfect. It was a great little quick promo. It was interesting. I really liked them shaking it up by throwing Sheamus in there because now we can ask Sheamus, where are they?
We need to tweet that at Sheamus. Where are they when they're talking?
They're looking gorilla. Anyway, so that quick little promo, which leads us to a match between Zack Ryder and King Barrett, which... blah, 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 Rough Rider, blah, 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 Bullhammer, blah, 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 Barrett wins.
Squash match.
Filler
match, nothing to it.
Again, very sad, as Wade Barrett should be someone who is a legitimate, tough, badass guy in
this
their
was
company.
A bare-knuckle fighter. This guy is not a joke. And yet they give him, because he's British, they do all of these corny things with him.
Yeah.
Let's...
Highly entertaining man.
Yeah.
Awesome human being as far as it goes outside of the ring. Very intelligent, very funny, exceptionally gifted, and athletic, and they've got nothing for him.
WWE, he came prepackaged with his own gimmick. Give it to him. That's all he needs. Bare knuckle fighter.
King Barrett. They gotta drop King Barrett.
Drop King Barrett.
Stupid.
Bad News Barrett was entertaining, but it seemed too forced for me. Just let him be a bare knuckle fighter with a good wit. That's all you need.
Yeah. For some reason, they don't want to call him Wade anymore. That's fine. Just call him Barrett. Just call him Barrett and let him.
What you did with Neville, you took away his first name.
So, so just call him Barrett and let him be a motherfucking badass,
yeah.
Like he's supposed to be.
Bare knuckle fighter. That's all you need. I repeat again. Bare knuckle fighter. That's all you need. WWE. It shouldn't be that hard.
And it's not. Okay, well, from all that, we come back to the promo of the night, given by the one, the only, the indomitable, the impenetrable, the king of all promos, the Walrus, Paul Heyman.
He was on fire tonight.
Yeah.
He sounded like at a couple of points he got winded and was going to have a heart attack.
Yeah. And also lots of spit. Lots of spit on
Lots
the
of
mic.
spit, and he brought out him, and he was even for a good 30 seconds. He was talking in Latin. He
Yeah,
brought
that
out
was
Latin.
freaking awesome. I was like, oh Lord!
Oh Lord, he is calling down the angels.
And Brock taking those steps and putting there and just standing up there on his pedestal.
Yeah, like he just won a gold medal.
You almost got the sense that Heyman was a fire and brimstone preacher.
He's from Georgia now.
He's a preacher. Preacher in the pit, just preaching the gospel of Brock.
That's another one to quote and coin right there. The gospel of Brock.
Oh, I'll tweet that at Heyman when we're done with the show. Paul Heyman preaching the gospel of Brock. Anyway, excellent promo. Great way again to keep up with what's happening with the Undertaker and to build more steam to it, letting us in just a little bit more of the story at the time with them talking about how Taker had asked for a rematch at WrestleMania. And Vince said no, so Taker had to do.
So he forced the company's hand and started his own fight.
Yep, and I really dug that. That was again amazing genius in the creative standpoint, and with Paul Heyman and his golden tongue.
Yeah, the golden tongue. We talk about charisma all the time, and we were just talking about Roddy Piper.
Oh yeah.
I hadn't even put a thought to Heyman now. I would have loved to have seen Heyman and Piper together on the mic.
I'm sure maybe somewhere in the obscure land of wrestlingdom it happened when he was Paulie Dangerously or something like that. But, you know.
But getting back to the point, he set up a beautiful little spot like he always does. And I love the fact that Brock just doesn't talk.
I love that too. One, because Brock does not have a voice for the speak thing.
Especially this huge guy
with this little bit of voice.
It's like Mike Tyson.
I'm gonna kick your ass, Undertaker.
It's the Mike Tyson curse.
I'm gonna kick your ass, Undertaker, and then I'm gonna enjoy this nice latte. Sable, I'm gonna kill you.
You're gonna have to.
Sable, get the bags.
She's got a deeper voice than him.
She does. It's for the men who come to see me and the women who want to be me. Oh, okay. Not taking anything away from Sable. Oh, I loved Sable growing up. I thought she was gorgeous, but she did have a very deep kind of.
She had one of those deep, sexy, husky voices.
Yeah, sexy. It was kind of scurry to me, but whatever.
Well, that's what she was going for. That was the reason.
Well, no, I meant scurry. Like, is Sable a boy?
That brings us into the whole China argument, and we're not getting into that.
But you know, a lot of the most influential women in wrestling have had deeper voices. China, Sable, Lita,
very true.
Lita has a very deep voice. I remember people used to talk shit all the time about her voice, and I'm like, leave her be.
I think it made her sound more serious.
Yeah. I can't think of any other women right off the bat.
Natty, that's true. That's true. Hadn't thought about that.
Phoenix.
Well, yeah, Beth Phoenix. God, I hate that she left when she did, because she could have gone a lot longer.
She could have, but now she's very happy with Adam, and they have a little baby, and she's painting. I saw on Twitter where someone, I can't remember what wrestler had it, but they had a painting of Roddy Piper that Beth Phoenix had done, and it was insane. It was so good.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. So Beth was apparently very good friends with Roddy.
Oh, that hurts.
Yeah. Well, anywho, we were just talking about how wonderful I kind of thought maybe we'd have like a breakdown of boom.
Yeah, I was expecting the bell toll, but nothing happened.
But you know, I'm kind of glad they didn't, because the show already was apparently like it was going a little longer or whatever. So, you know, because our main event was very short. But excellent promo.
Of course, if it's Paul Heyman, it's going to be magic.
Excellent promo. Definitely did wonders to progress the story, and was just entertaining to watch, and helped me now coin the Gospel of Brock. I'm pretty excited about that.
Do you read the Gospel of Brock?
Do you? I should Photoshop like Heyman with some pamphlets that say like.
Excuse me, do you have time to talk about the Gospel of Brock?
Excuse me, do you have time to talk about our Lord and Savior Brock?
Oh my God. Let's not go that far.
No, that'll cause controversy. Anyway, The next match we have is Paige versus Naomi.
Disappointing. Disappointing.
Yeah, I thought it was an okay match.
It was okay, but this is the same argument we had last week. Paige can and has given us far better matches.
Yeah, so is Naomi.
That's true. I don't know what Paige's problem is. I love the girl. And she's one of my favorites. And why? Just why? Why are you all of a sudden so lazy in the ring?
Why? Maybe because she's tired. Maybe because she does Total Divas and Tough Enough. And
I hadn't thought about that. That's very true.
Yeah, I don't know.
That's a very good possibility.
I was really ranting on her last week, so I guess I'm cutting her a break this week. Either way, Naomi pretty much dominated this match. Naomi has to stop air humping shit.
Yes, she does.
I'm done with it.
She did what? Twice? 3 times?
I'm done with it. I don't know what you're doing. You're not like dancing. You're just shaking your vagina at stuff. It's creeping me out.
I'm sorry.
It's creeping me out. Quit it. It's not. It's nasty. I'm like, this isn't. It's not sexy. It's not intimidating.
All you have to do now is just stick your tongue out while doing it, and congratulations, you've just become X-Pac.
Yeah, it's ew. I always thought it was gross when he did too. It's just stop. Put the cookie back in the jar. Stop shaking it at everybody. Your husband's gonna get mad at you. Just gross.
I love how Paige pulled out the Scorpion Crosslock. I hate the PTO name.
I hate that it's called the PTO. I was like, you couldn't come out with anything better than the PTO, the Paige Tap Out.
Scorpion Crosslock is perfectly fine as it is.
Dead like that. But that's just us. That's just us liking shit to sound cool.
She hit it, got the tap out, got the win. And I like that she kept the Hot Rod shirt on.
I do too. She's like one of the few that kept the Hot Rod shirt on. I do think that it should maybe say something to Paige when she's in the ring and people are chanting wanting Becky in the ring besides her.
Coming from where she was when she debuted, yeah, that's not good. That's not a good sign. Paige, I'm saying this not because I have anything against you, but because I love you so much. Step it up. Give us back the quality you were giving us. If that means getting off Total Divas because you're tired, get off Total Divas and go sleep.
Mm-hmm.
But you are better than this.
We need you to be our anti-diva.
We need you to be our anti-diva. Thank you.
Our diva.
Oh, Jesus. No. Stardust.
Okay. And then from that, we have the main event. We have a promo before that with Roman and Dean and Randy, where they, of course, give a shout out to Roddy.
The famous. I'm here to kick ass and chew bubblegum. And I'm all out of bubblegum. And I love how he's chewing the gum and then spits it out before he says he's all out of bubblegum.
Yeah, and again, a lot of people, one of the things that Seth Rollins had said, quote unquote, was that Dean Ambrose was a low-rent Roddy Piper.
That's a good point.
I was really happy. That was one of the people I was excited to see tonight, to see what they did, because his career is so, and his character is so closely tied to Piper, and people thinking that he looks like a young Piper, and that, these things he does reminds them of a young Roddy Piper and stuff like that. So I was really excited to see what Dean Ambrose would do.
But it was a good combination of course, paying homage and respect to the late great Roddy Piper, while still keeping the two of them. That Shield feel never left between those two.
I love them as a team and as a brotherhood. I love that. And
it works so well.
I really need them to never turn them on each other.
Yes, please, WWE, don't do that.
I need them to have that long-term Shawn Michaels Triple H love. And I know that they eventually turn on each other at some point.
But they got over it, and their friendship was so strong it didn't matter.
Yeah, I need them to keep that love forever.
And then Randy Orton inserts himself in there.
That was so funny.
Just, I don't care what you boys do tonight. Just leave Sheamus to me. And then Dean Ambrose. Well, at least he's got a better attitude now.
Yeah, of all people to talk about an attitude. But so we get to the match, and it was a very short match.
It was a short match, especially considering this is the main event.
Which I'm not sure, because again, let me remind you guys that Devo and I watched the Hulu version. So we don't necessarily get to see everything. We have to go back and look at things. But I was pretty sure that last night there was a contract signing where they were doing that for like a kid who's a Make-A-Wish kid who wanted to. He had sent in a tape for Tough Enough, and Stephanie and Triple H did the whole thing where they had a contract signing and had him come out to the ring, and they did the thing. And
Oh, wow.
that wasn't on the Hulu version, so I don't know if that took place before the show or afterwards or what. But
That's really cool.
it was really cool. So I just wanted to mention that we're not really sure where that happened, and we didn't get to see that, but that did happen, and that was really cool.
That's awesome.
Stardust was this kid's favorite character, so Stardust came out there with him, and they got to.
That's awesome. God, I love that they're doing more of that.
I do too. I do too.
All right. Well, again, before we get on to another rant about how awesome that Stephanie and Hunter are about that, the match itself was short, but it was good.
Yeah.
Dean Ambrose was throwing himself everywhere, of course.
It was another week where Dean Ambrose started clothed and then became unclothed.
The hot rod shirt, of course, gets ripped.
Yeah, I dig it. But, okay, I make a lot of jokes about how I dig it because I like to see Dean Ambrose get naked. But, other than that, I like it because it lends to that you're in a real fight. Think about how many times you've seen people in a fight, and if they're wearing a shirt, they wind up with their shirt ripped and, hell and back and everything like that. So I think that adds one more dimension to his character as more of a real-life street brawler kind of character.
Yeah, that's a good point, and it's very true. You had also mentioned while we were watching it that this was the only way to make the Randy Orton-Sheamus feud interesting.
Yeah, it was.
And let me just say, Roman Reigns, I don't care what people say about him, and yeah, I agree, the push was too soon to win the Royal Rumble, but I love watching this man in the ring. Oh my God, that one where he came flying over the steel steps to hit that Superman punch.
Pushes off with one foot and flies.
He looks like he's flying.
He's like
enough hang time to grow a beard.
Daniel Bryan. Speaking of Daniel Bryan, this does play into, well, not necessarily this match, but to do with Roman Reigns. Daniel Bryan recently was on Sam, I forget what his name is. It's not Sam on TV, or it's not Sam on YouTube. Anyway, it's Sam something. He's got a wrestling podcast that he does. And it's a really well known one, and a lot of them go to it. And Daniel Bryan did it, obviously, to promote his Yes book. Well, and he's talking about the Royal Rumble, about how Roman Reigns, he's like, let me tell you, Roman Reigns is a talented guy. He's a really good guy. He's a good wrestler. And he's going to be a guy. But the fact of the matter is that, they wanted me in the Royal Rumble. That's what the fans really, really wanted, and they decided to go against it. And unfortunately for Roman, he was the person they put in there and got all the heat for it. He's like, so it's not that I think that fans hate Roman Reigns or they're never going to take to him.
Yeah, it's the company that they see something. This has been a real problem since the Attitude Era fizzled out. They see anything. This is the curse of John Cena. They want to do anything that the fans start liking and then latch onto it and push it. They don't let anything organically grow anymore.
And the year before, people were like, oh, Roman Reigns didn't win the Rumble, and that's bullshit, and he should have, and we love Roman Reigns. And then the second that, that they started pushing Roman Reigns, they did it in terrible conjunction with the fact that they weren't using Daniel Bryan properly at the time.
And also, people don't appreciate it when they have things forced down their throat.
Yeah, and so that's kind of what... And I think we saw them back off of that, and now we're just getting these awesome matches and segments with Dean and Roman, and I'm like, this guy's going to be a guy. You have to just accept he's going to be one of the guys.
The only thing he's missing is really good mic skills, and he's working on it, but...
Oh, he's so... When you look back at, the original Shield footage...
Yeah, God.
To now, it's night and day.
Yeah, he's getting better. I mean, there's much room for improvement, but the fact that he has improved so much is a good thing.
Mm-hmm.
Good. It's very positive outlook. But in the ring, good lord, that the Superman punch clearing the steel steps, the drop kicks
onto the
table. That was, and Bray just kind of flops to the floor
and just stares.
And just stares on him.
Yeah.
He's gone. You might see Sister Abigail out there somewhere.
It was a really great match. Of course, Dean Ambrose had his crazy spots and I loved the ending spot. The last one. First, I that there was the whole he jumps out and they kind of catch him and push him back, and he just does his little swoop around.
Yeah, just to break the count, but it's all one fluid motion where he does almost like a 619 and goes right back out, and then gets clocked with a big boot.
And then of course we have like the very ending of that is where they've thrown him, and then he runs and ducks, and Roman gets to hit the spear, and then Randy gets to hit the RKO, and they win, and the show's over.
It was a good, even though it was short, it was a pretty good match. And to wrap the show up, this, again, very good show. This is 3 straight weeks of quality material that if they can continue this trend, I mean, it's not perfect. It's not like it once was years and years ago, but they're on the right track with it. If they can keep this up and start polishing what they're doing, they'll have it again.
Yeah. They're definitely moving in a forward direction, and I'm excited. I want to see them keep on with it. They are constricted by a lower rating. They are constricted by idiots like Kevin Dunn still being a part of things. No offense to Kevin Dunn, but he is not a very intelligent person when it comes to wrestling. And maybe I'm just biased because I like Jim Cornette. But yeah, they've got a lot of handicaps on them now, and the fact that they're doing as well as they are says a few things to me. So that has been our Raw recap.
August 3rd, 2015 edition of Raw. Again, 3 straight weeks, quality stuff.
We had planned to do a SmackDown review and some other stuff, but I got kidnapped the day we were supposed to. And I'm not kidding, I literally got kidnapped. Like on the day that we were supposed to record. Now I got kidnapped by someone I knew, but Devo didn't know where I was. I was just like gone into the air.
Yeah, and then I get a phone call hours later, and her kidnapper wants me to come over and play spades.
Yeah, so that's pretty much how my day got hijacked. But next week we'll try to be better with that because we'll be able to communicate better. But for now, I hope you've enjoyed this Raw reaction brought to you by MsWrestleBlog. Also brought to you by myself, Brandie, and my co-host with the most, Devin, also known as Devo.
Well, let's just stick with Devo.
Devo! Alright, well guys, again, you can follow us on social media at MsWrestleBlog. Please subscribe to the page so you can keep up with our newest videos coming out. And if you have any questions, comments, observations, whatever the fuck, please use the comment button below. For the guy who just went to our Raw reaction and put thumbs down but didn't have the cojones to say anything in the thing, we're not gonna like bash you for thumbing down us. It's our, this is an opinion show and maybe it's different than your opinion, but hell, at least weigh in on why you're thumbing down.
Yes, please.
If I thumb something down, I'm like, let me tell you why.
Yeah, give us your opinions and your thoughts. Let's talk this out. I love controversy. That's what it's all about.
Yeah.
Eric Bischoff, in his own words, controversy creates cash.
I know a lot of people are probably afraid to say things on that because they don't want to deal with people flaming them. We're not going to flame them, and we're not going to tolerate, any of our other listeners flaming you.
No, we want this to be a fair and intelligent discussion.
Yeah, if you thumbs it down because you think, oh, hell, the show's too long, say that. Or, oh, hell, Brandy's voice is really high, and it drives my dog insane. Say that. I mean, I'm not going to care, but say that. And if you like the show and you're clicking thumbs up, give us a shout out at the bottom so we can give a shout out to you. Like, we're here to network with you guys and to meet you guys, and it's because in where we live, Devo and I are the only people who know a damn thing about wrestling and want to talk wrestling. So we're trying to make new friends. So if you want to be friends, please leave a comment in the box below. Just make sure you click subscribe and then follow us on Twitter at MsWrestleBlog. I don't really know what that was about. I'm feeling the need to slip into Dusty's voice often these days.
Blink, blink, blink.
I've been a little kooky this broadcast, but Devo, anything else?
He got a bicycle.
He got a bicycle. All right, well, that's our words of wisdom. That's all we gotta say. See you guys next week. Woo!